Have you ever felt how anger takes possession of you? As if a storm dragged you away, and in the end, only silence and regret remained. How many times did your words wound more than your silences? How many times did you lose peace just because you wanted to be right? But listen to this. Anger is not your enemy. The true enemy is not knowing what to do with it. In Buddhism, it is said that anger is like fire. It can burn your life or illuminate your consciousness. The difference lies in who holds it. Today, I will reveal to you how to transform anger into wisdom. How to move from reactivity to serenity. And how to turn each moment of fury into a step toward your inner freedom. Stay until the end because what you are going to learn can forever change the way you face your emotions. Because remember, you are not a slave to your anger. It is the teacher you have not yet awakened. Let us begin. Teaching 1. Understanding anger. What is anger really? Anger is part of human nature. There is nothing wrong with feeling it. It is an energy that arises when something frustrates us, hurts us, or threatens us. But the problem begins when we do not know what to do with it. When we allow that energy to control us, drag us, dominate us, like a swollen river that sweeps away everything in its path. In Buddhist teaching, it is said that anger is like a burning coal. We pick it up with the intention of throwing it at someone else, of hurting them with our words, gestures, or actions. But by holding it in our hands, it is we who burn first. Each time we react from anger without awareness, we feed an inner fire that consumes our mental peace, exhausts our body, and damages our relationships. That fire not only burns the present moment, but leaves scars that sometimes take years to heal. But anger, when observed with wisdom, ceases to be an enemy and becomes a messenger. It shows you that there is something within you that still needs understanding. Perhaps an old pain, an unattended fear, or an unfulfilled expectation. The problem is not the emotion. The problem is believing that you must obey it. That if you feel anger, you must shout. That if you are hurt, you must hurt. But you are not a slave to your emotions. You are the conscious space that can see them pass without being dragged by them. The next time anger appears in your heart, stop. Breathe deeply. Imagine that anger is only a dark cloud crossing your inner sky. You are not the cloud. You are the sky that contains it. Say to yourself calmly, this is only an emotion. I do not have to act from it. I am not my anger. And thus, little by little, the storm will pass, and behind it, the sun of your serenity will shine again. Now that we understand that anger is a passing emotion and that we should not allow ourselves to be carried away by it, an inevitable question arises. What does this look like in real life? Is it really possible to remain calm when someone offends or provokes us? Buddhism does not only offer us theories, but living examples of how to apply this wisdom in the most difficult moments. One of the most well-known stories of the Zen tradition shows us in a simple yet profound way how we can choose not to react with anger, even when we are the target of another's attack. Listen carefully to this ancient teaching. On the ancient paths of the East, a story is told that has crossed the centuries like a beacon of wisdom. One day, an arrogant warrior, known for his bad temper and sharp tongue, decided to test the serenity of a monk, convinced that no one could remain calm in the face of his fury. He approached the temple and began to insult him. He shouted at him for hours, called him a coward, useless, a hypocrite. He spat words full of contempt, trying to provoke a reaction. but the monk remained seated in silence, as if his words found no echo. His face showed neither anger nor sadness, only serenity, frustrated and confused. The warrior finally asked, "How can you endure so many insults without saying anything? Why don't you react?" The monk, with a gentle voice and a compassionate gaze, replied, "Tell me something, warrior. If someone offers you a gift, but you choose not to accept it, to whom does that gift still belong?" The warrior, still panting from his own anger, reflected and said, "It still belongs to the one who offered it." Then the monk smiled and concluded, "The same happens with your anger. You give it to me, but I choose not to accept it." And thus, with the simplicity of a lived teaching, the monk revealed a truth we often forget. We cannot control what others throw at us, but we can choose whether we carry it or let it pass. Each day in our relationships, someone may bring hurtful words, unfair criticism, or gestures of contempt, but their anger does not have to become our burden. True inner freedom is not in controlling others, but in not allowing their poison to poison your heart. The next time someone tries to provoke you, remember, you do not have to accept the gift of their rage. Let it pass, like one who observes the wind without trying to stop it. Teaching 2, the hidden cause of anger, unresolved suffering. Buddhism reveals to us a truth that we often overlook. Behind anger, there is almost always suffering. A suffering that we sometimes carry within us for years without attending to it, without understanding it, only covering it with impulsive reactions. Anger is like an armor we build to protect ourselves. It protects our wounds, our fears, and our deepest insecurities. But that armor also separates us from others and from ourselves. Many outbursts of anger are nothing more than rage born from not feeling heard, from not being understood in the way we need. Others are born from frustration because things do not turn out the way we want, because life does not follow the plan we had imagined. And many others arise from fear. Fear of losing something we love, fear of being hurt, fear of not being enough. When we do not look at these pains, anger appears as a way of defending ourselves. But when we dare to look with honesty, we stop fighting with others and begin to heal within ourselves. Because the true root of anger is not outside, in the one who upsets you, but inside, in what you have not yet resolved. The question is not who makes me angry. The question is, what part of me feels threatened? So the next time you feel the fire of anger burning inside you, stop and ask yourself, what am I protecting with this anger? What part of me is wounded and needs to be heard? You may discover that you are not so angry with others as you are with yourself, or that anger is only a call to care for a part of your heart that you had forgotten. Only from this understanding does true emotional freedom arise. Not the freedom of not feeling, but the freedom of not letting unresolved pain direct your life. Anger ceases to be an enemy when it shows you the path toward your inner healing. Teaching 3. Buddhist techniques to calm the inner fire. Buddhism does not tell us to ignore anger or repress it. It teaches us to observe it, understand it, and transform it. Anger is like a fire. If you feed it, it becomes uncontrollable. But if you observe it calmly, you can use its energy wisely. Here I share with you 3 essential practices that Buddhist teachers have passed down through the centuries to calm the inner fire. First practice, mindfulness. breathing as an anchor. When anger begins to rise like a wave, the first thing is to stop. Do not act. Do not speak. Do not react. Just breathe. Close your eyes if you can and bring your attention to your breathing. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Feel how with each conscious breath the tension decreases. The body relaxes and the mind begins to clear. Breathing is your immediate refuge, a space where anger cannot rule you. Second practice, compassion, meditation, metta. When someone hurts us, our first impulse is to return the harm. But Buddhism teaches something radically different. Respond to hatred with compassion. Close your eyes and visualize the person who has made you angry. Instead of wishing them suffering, repeat mentally, may you find peace. May you overcome your suffering. May you be free from the pain that makes you act this way. It seems difficult, but with practice you will discover that this attitude dissolves resentment and frees you from the weight of rancor. You do not do it for the other. You do it for yourself. Third practice, detachment from the ego. Many of our angers are born from the ego that wants to protect its image, its control, its truth. We want to be right. We want the world to be the way we want it. But when you let go of that need to control everything, anger loses its strength. You learn to say, I do not have to win this argument. I do not need to prove anything. In that instant, you choose peace over pride. The next time you are arguing with someone and you feel anger rising, ask yourself just one question. What is more important in this moment? Being right or having peace? And if you choose peace, it does not mean that you give up. It means that you choose to take care of yourself, protect your serenity, and act from wisdom. Each of these practices is like a bomb that extinguishes the fire of anger, not through repression, but through understanding. Because true mastery is not in never feeling anger, but in not letting anger decide for you. Teaching 4. Anger as a teacher, not as an enemy. We have grown up believing that anger is something bad, that we must avoid it, repress it, or feel guilty for experiencing it. But Buddhism teaches us something very different. Anger is not your enemy. It is a teacher in disguise. Anger appears to show you something you have not yet seen clearly. It is a signal that tells you, here there is a boundary you have not set. Here there is a wound you have not yet healed. Here there is an expectation you need to release. When you fight against anger, you only feed its strength. When you observe it with attention and humility, you can transform it into deep learning, just like fire. Anger can have 2 functions. If you use it without awareness, it burns, destroys, and consumes your relationships, your health, your peace. But if you recognize it and channel it wisely, it can become the fire that illuminates your path. The fire that gives you the energy to say enough when necessary. The fire that drives you to set healthy boundaries, to defend your dignity without hurting others. The difference is not in anger itself, but in how you choose to use it. It is not about eliminating anger from your life. That would be denying your humanity. It is about cultivating enough wisdom so as not to let anger control your words, your actions, or your destiny. Each time you feel rage, you can ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to teach me? What can I learn from this? Instead of reacting from pain over time. Anger stops being a storm that devastates your life and becomes a spark that ignites your awareness. Anger is not the problem. The problem is not knowing how to transform it into wisdom. Now that you have understood the true origin of anger, now that you know you can transform it, not repress it, I invite you to pause. Close your eyes if you wish and repeat with me gently. As one who lets seeds of calm fall into the heart, I breathe calmly and allow anger to pass. I am not my anger. I am the one who observes it. I choose peace instead of reaction. My serenity is more important than being right. I can feel anger, but I do not need to act from it. In this moment, I release what I cannot control. I choose compassion. I choose peace. I choose inner freedom. Remember, each thought like this is a seed of peace that you are planting in your mind. When we repeat these words with sincerity, something within us begins to change. Little by little, anger stops being a prison and becomes a teacher that guides us, and thus we reach the end of this path, where we do not seek to eliminate emotions, but to walk alongside them with peace and clarity. We know that the true path is not to eliminate difficult emotions. It is to learn to walk alongside them without losing peace. Anger can be a flame that destroys or a light that illuminates your darkest corners. The difference is not in the fire. The difference is in who holds it. The next time anger knocks on your door, do not run. Do not reject it. Look at it with the eyes of wisdom. Ask it what it wants to show you. And remember that behind every intense emotion, there is a part of you that seeks to be understood. Because it is not about fighting anger. It is about reconciling with yourself. In the end, true mastery is not controlling the outer world. It is governing your own heart. You are not a prisoner of your emotions. You are the wise one who observes them and transforms them. If these teachings resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and keep walking with us on this path of self-knowledge, peace, and ancestral wisdom. Here, we continue exploring together the art of living with awareness, serenity, and purpose. Tell me in the comments how you manage anger in your daily life. What Buddhist practice helps you find calm? May your day and your life be filled with light, serenity, and compassion. See you in the next video. A hug of light.